Hello everyone, it's Teacher Marianne here from HelloTeacherMarianne.com, and on this channel you'll find videos all about helping you teach ESL online, where I'm bringing you valuable tips, insight, and need-to-know information. What makes you stand out as an ESL teacher? What makes you get booked, and more importantly, what gets parents coming back to rebook you again and again and again? Well, this is part 2 in a 7-part video series answering just that question. In part 1 of this 7-part series, I did a video all about TPR. And so the second ESL strategy I want to highlight is modeling. Make sure you go ahead and hit subscribe and hit the bell to be notified of when each part of the series comes out. While I do work for VIP Kid, this series is applicable to all ESL online teachers. So no matter what company you work for, these are just good teaching strategies. Also, please help me out by giving this video a like if you find it helpful. Now, before we go any further, I want to let you know about a free guide that you can grab by going to helloteachermarianne@gmail.com and requesting my free guide to your online classroom setup. I'll be happy to send that over to you. Now, if you're interested in becoming an online ESL teacher, I would love to help you. Just email me at helloteachermarianne@gmail.com or reach me at my website, helloteachermarianne.com, where I have laid out the hiring process for VIP Kid with video illustrations, and you have my free coaching all the way from the first step to after you've already started teaching and you just need help with your bookings and how do I leave feedback and what happens if students no-show and just all kinds of things that you need to know once you get hired. As my referral, which VIP Kid compensates me for, you get my one-on-one help, guidance, and documents that only my referrals get, and access to coaching videos and all sorts of things. So all of this information will be in the description box below. Okay, now that housekeeping is out of the way, let's get to it. When teaching ESL online, or in person for that matter, you will often hear the terms I do, we do, you do. And this is really the guide to modeling. So I do, first I do it and I show you. We do it together, and I build your confidence as I'm doing it with you. And then you do. You take what I've just shown you and you do it and apply it all on your own. So how do you know when or how much to model? Well, if you are teaching regular students, then you pretty much know when to model, how much to model, when to bring it back in after you haven't modeled for a couple of slides. But if you're teaching new students, or maybe you just want to brush up on you might watch this video and think, you know what, I'm not bringing in some modeling when I need to be for my students. If you teach for VIP Kid, then at the top right-hand corner of each slide, you will see an I, P, A, E, or D. I'm going to go through what each of those letters means for you and what it tells us about modeling. Before I go into the different letters and what they mean, I do want to mention that your modeling and the I do, we do, you do will vary greatly depending on what level you're teaching. So if I am teaching level 1 and level 2, I am modeling every single slide for level 1 and almost every single slide for level 2. I am following the I do, we do, you do method. As they get older, as they graduate into the different levels, once you start teaching level 4, level 5, you're only really doing the I do when you're teaching new vocabulary words, or those words for VIP Kid teachers that are in red or purple for some of the levels. Okay, so let's go through the letters I, P, A, E, D, starting with I. If you see an I at the top right-hand corner of your slide, that means this is the first time this material is being introduced. Always use TPR heavy on these slides. And the goal of the I slides is for the student to repeat. That's your goal on the I slides. You say it, and then the student repeats it. Okay, I'll show you what it looks like in a moment. So your next letter is P. If you have a P at the top right-hand corner of your slide, that is for practice. This is the we do part. So you've done the I do on the introduction slide. Now we've moved on to the practice slide. That means we do it together. Introduction, practice. Your next letter is A. A stands for apply. That's the you do part of the model. You might see a little E at the top right-hand corner of your slide. That E stands for extend. This is a time when you can actually extend. Maybe they've learned a couple of vocabulary words, then you will extend with complete sentences. Maybe you will extend to a question related to the content that applies to their life. What's your favorite food to eat? Pizza? I love pizza. My favorite food is pizza. Good job. So you've just asked them a new question related to the content, and you got them to speak a complete sentence in an answer. And then sometimes you will see a little D for demonstrate. These D slides are shown in the UAs, or the unit assessments, that come around at lessons 6 and 12 if you're a VIP Kid teacher. This is where the student demonstrates the knowledge that they've learned. Okay, so let's look at what that looks like. Let's start with the I do. This would be an introduction slide. It had the little I at the top right-hand corner. Okay, you're going to see words. If for VIP Kid, you'll see these words in either red or purple. And these words are going to be the new verbs introduced, okay? So I'm just going to do one verb. Run. Yeah. Run. Yeah. Now notice I did it twice. Always model new words twice, always, especially during the mock lessons if you're going through the interview process. Okay, and then I would do the same thing for the next word. Runs. Runs. I would normally circle the word and hold my finger here. Okay, I would circle the word on the screen and hold my finger under my mouth. In class, I'm not using a whiteboard to teach a new word. It's on their screen that we can both see. And so I'm circling the word for them to see. I'm holding my finger under my mouth. Runs. Yeah, runs. Great job. Okay, so this might be an example of a we do slide. So this is what I would do. I would circle the new word, run. Yes. Runs. Read here. Good job. Okay, and this would be an example of a you do slide, applying what we just learned here. So I might say something like this. I. Which one? Yes, I run. Good job. He. Yes, he runs. Great job. So I want to go over some different types of modeling that we do. And I'm also going to show you a lower level and a higher level of what modeling looks like in the VIP Kid classroom. So the first type of modeling, instructional. Teaching the student how to circle. You might have your whiteboard and your marker and teach. Circle. Yes, circle. And then graduate to you. Circle. You can hold up your mouse. circle, okay? Or draw a line. So that giving instructions, we don't necessarily want them to repeat circle and draw a line every time we say it, but we are just teaching what that looks like. We're modeling those instructions until they learn them. The second type of modeling would be your target words or your vocabulary words. And these are the words, again, in red or purple usually with VIP Kid. And then you always want to model, no matter who you teach for, it's just good teaching practice. Always model the vocabulary words and the target words twice. Get a response, a perfect response from them twice. The third thing that we model a lot of is complete sentences, whether we number the words in the sentence for them to follow, or we use this motion to say it in a sentence or give me a sentence. If you can get a complete sentence out of them for every slide or almost every slide, I know personally parents are happy. VIP Kid and parents want these students talking in complete sentences, so that is the goal. Now, the last thing, and maybe the most important thing that we're going to model, is the correct response. And so this is corrections that we need to make when a student responds incorrectly. Whether it's a word, the word is run, and they said ran. Oh, good try. Run. Yes, run. Yes, you got it. Or whether it's a sentence, the dog ran. The dog run is what was said. My turn. The dog ran. Yes, good job. We always model the correct response when we do not get a correct response. This is something that parents are super serious about. They want their students corrected, but make sure you're correcting in a very positive, I always have a smile on my face when I'm correcting, positive, friendly attitude. VIP Kid says never interrupt the student to correct. And so I try to follow that rule. Sometimes though, the student will stutter and stammer, and sometimes they'll even underline it for you, like, I don't know this one. And so you jump in and just let them know what the word is, and then you keep going. And then at the end of that slide, you go back to it. You return back to it and you circle that word and make sure that you get them to repeat it once or twice before moving to the next slide. So we always model corrections, whether it's words, complete sentences, or answers to questions. And you'll see that in one of the examples that I show you. Okay, I really wanted to mention this too before we jump into the classroom. Often, I think that we can model very heavy in the lower levels because I think it comes naturally. It's very easy to correct words and phrases and sentences. But then when we get to the higher level students, there is a lot of correction that needs to happen when students are giving us answers, because they're not just giving us one sentence, they're giving us a thought. So they may be stringing 3 or 4 sentences together, and none of them are complete sentences or grammatically correct, but you can tell that their thought is correct. That's a great thought. And so what I will do is often, whatever the student said, I will say back to them, so you're saying, and I'm typing it in the chat box as we go. And so if the student says, yes, that, like, yes, that's what I'm saying, I'll say, so you can say it like this. And I'll point down there to the chat box and do this. And so now that student knows exactly how he can say that answer, but it was his words, it was his thought. I just made his thought grammatically correct.
Let's eat the yams. Yeah, the yam. What do you think is the most difficult thing about it?
Keep a strong relationship.
Do you think it is difficult?
Yes.
Yeah, what's difficult about it?
We only can communicate with talking, and we can't do things or play something together.
together in person.
Yeah.
I understand.
Yeah.
So the most difficult thing would be not being able to do things together. Yeah. Okay, so you can say, I think the most difficult thing is that we can't do things together. So let me type that for you. When I say, do you think it's difficult to keep a strong relationship with someone who lives far away?
Yes, I think the most difficult thing is
Yeah. Okay, good answer, Edward.
If you were Tina, would you do anything differently? Oh, you would call the policeman? Okay, so you can say, yes, I would call the policeman. Good. Do your parents give you any rules for trusting strangers? Okay, so you can say, yes, my parents tell me not to talk to strangers. Very good. What kind of trick is the man playing? Yes, he is playing the emergency trick. That's right. Good job. Okay, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video all about modeling in the ESL online classroom. Please remember to give me a thumbs up if you enjoyed this video. Please reach out if you are interested or have questions about becoming an online ESL teacher. I'd love to help you out. You can do this. It may change your life, and I'm your biggest cheerleader. Bye-bye.